force for good in the world. He's Stephen Fry, a bit of a Stephen, let's hear your views.
And then remarked in The Importance of Being Earnest, when it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind, it becomes a pleasure. Nervous, very worried. I've been nervous all day, and the reason I've been nervous is quite simple, and that is that this motion matters to me. It matters to me greatly. It's not a joke, it's not a game, it's not just a debate. I genuinely believe that the Catholic Church is not, to put it at its mildest, a force for good in the world. It's important for me to try and marshal my facts as well I can to explain why I think that. But I want first of all to say that I have no quarrel, no argument, and I wish to express no contempt for individual devout and pious members of that church. All of that is absolutely fine by me. It would be impertinent and wrong of me to express any antagonism towards any individual who wishes to find salvation in whatever form they wish to express it. It's also very important to me, as it happens, that I have my own beliefs. And they are a belief in the Enlightenment, they are a belief in the eternal adventure of trying to discover moral truth in the world. Discover. It's a terribly important word to which we might return. It's given the name the Enlightenment, and there is nothing, sadly, that the Catholic Church and its hierarchs likes to do more than to attack the Enlightenment in Galileo and the fact that he was tortured for trying to explain the Copernican theory of the universe. That's history. History, as Miss Widdicombe has reminded us, is irrelevant. It's not important. Well, I beg to differ. History whinnies and quivers and vibrates in all of us. Christopher made mention of limbo. It seems so tedious and so silly. One of those little casuistic games that Thomists and others play. Aquinas and Augustine of Hippo both proposed this extraordinary idea that babies who were unbaptized would not know heaven. They also proposed the idea of purgatory, which doesn't exist in the Bible. There's absolutely no evidence for it. However, what an extraordinary, brilliant coup to imagine such a thing as purgatory. That a soul needs to be prayed for in order to go to heaven, in order to turn left when he enters the aeroplane of heaven and get a first-class seat. That he needs to be prayed for, and for 1,000 years you'll be amazed what generous terms those prayers came at. Sometimes as little or as 2/3 of a year's salary could ensure that a dead loved one would go to heaven. To change the molecules of wine into blood, literally. To change the molecules of paste bread into flesh, literally. And to forgive the sins of the peasants and the poor whom they routinely exploit around the planet. Outside the church, there is no salvation. That is a dogma of the church that has been used to excuse all the missionary zeal, all the rape and torture of the Aztecs and the Incas, all the horrors of South America and Africa and the Philippines and the rest of the world. It's not unique to the Catholic Church, and I never said it was. However, the particular nature of the exploitation of the poor, the vulnerable and the young. If I were to talk to a priest now, believe me, that priest would be the most worldly, charming, self-deprecating, snobbish in a Ronald Knox, Alfred Gilby sort of way. He would be lovely, he would smoke, gosh how daring. And the superstition and the nonsense that we read about at the church, don't pay any attention, Stephen. And everything is lovely and splendid. But be poor and ignorant, and my goodness me. Just imagine in this square mile how many people were burned for reading the Bible in English. And one of the principal burners and torturers of those who tried to read the Bible in English was Thomas More. Now, that's a long time ago, it's not relevant, except that it was only last century that Thomas More was made a saint, and it was only in the year 2000 that the last Pope, the Pole, he made Thomas More the patron saint of politicians. This is a a man who put people on the rack for daring to own a Bible in English.